We're joined today by musician Pamela McNeill, and she has a new EP out. It's called Wave After Wave. Pamela, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. I'm happy to be here with you.
Well, you've got a new EP out, Wave After Wave. Can you tell the listeners a bit about the new album? What are we in for?
Yeah, it's 6 songs. It's an EP, and we recorded it all in Nashville, and I'm just really excited about it. I think it's got a little bit more of a rock edge this time than maybe a few of my previous albums, and we took a couple songs from my catalog from before and reimagined them, so to speak, and that was really fun. And then I wrote some new songs, and I just really love it. I hope people take a listen to it.
Excellent. You mentioned recording in Nashville. What was that experience like? Did you play with people from Nashville, or did you bring your band down? Or
yeah, I did actually play with people from Nashville, and I mean, they were phenomenal. I mean, if you just look up these people, their sort of their histories will blow your mind. But I had Rachel Loy on the bass, who's just as badass as it gets. Can I say that?
Sure.
She is amazing. Tom Bukovac on guitars is, just probably the best. I mean, it's a town full of amazing guitar players, but if he's not the best, he's one of the best down there. And he was just amazing to play with. And John Richardson on drums, so it was amazing.
Well, yeah, you've played with a pretty eclectic group over your career. I know Lamont Cranston and Rick Astley, Yanni. I mean, those are very different sounds and styles. I mean, you can tell that happens with your music. A lot of different influences kind of melded together.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. That's a cool way of putting it. Yeah, I mean, I was talking to somebody about that. I was saying, one of the things I've learned in my musical life is to always be open to other styles and things that you never thought. I mean, if the opportunity comes up, absolutely, jump on it and you just learn from the greats, if you get a chance to play with them, and no matter what kind of music they do, even if it's not what you would, quote unquote, listen to. So yes, it does it kind of does infiltrate, your music if you're open to it. And so it's been fun just kind of being all over the map. It's been quite the journey.
Well, I know you've done a lot of songwriting for some pretty big artists. How do you know, I guess, which song works for another artist versus what should be a Pamela McNeill song?
Question. Actually, I think usually when I write something, I mostly write it for myself, like thinking maybe I'll do this. If it doesn't make an album here, it might make it down the road somewhere. But I also sometimes can write with maybe, I write with the country market in mind or something, or the, country rock market or something, or this would be good for A, B, C, D, this artist, that artist. But most of the time, those artists, they go through and they cherry pick through thousands of songs, that you presented to them. So it just really is up to the artists themselves what they're looking for. But you can write a song that you go, I know this artist just went through a divorce, or I know this artist is kind of at this point in her career or his career. I think this song might fit, and then you can give it to, your song plugger or whoever it is to try to get it in front of them. That's sort of, but I always start with writing it for myself, and then if I think, this actually would fit, whoever it is, then I might try to get it in their direction. If that answers your question.
Sure. Again, Pamela McNeill's with us, and we're talking about her new album, Wave After Wave. And I know you grew up around Winona. That's not too far from us here in Mankato. It's great that you're able to make a living as a recording artist here, in this area, and not necessarily have to live in Nashville or L.A. or New York. I mean, that's great how things have come along over the years.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the times we're living in, that it's easier to do, to do stuff, just whether you're just sharing files or whatever. But, years ago I was told I was supposed to move to LA, and I I just didn't really want to, and so I didn't. But there's a lot to be said for living in LA or Nashville or, wherever a scene is. It just didn't quite make sense for me because I think I was always doing so many concerts and shows around here that I just didn't really make sense. But yeah, it's kind of neat. But I do spend a lot of time in Nashville. I do go down there quite a bit, and I have a lot of friends down there, and so it's sort of like a second home to me, if you will. So, but yeah, it has been really nice to be able to be home, to be able to stay here in Minnesota because I love it so much. And but yeah.
Well, I know when I was looking into your upcoming shows, I realized I already knew of you from the Fabulous Armadillos, and then you're playing with Mary Jane Alm, and you're doing the Pink Floyd music, Fleetwood Mac. I mean, you don't have a lot of downtime, it seems.
No, I really don't. No, I really don't. So Mary Jane Alm, your Mankato queen, she's my best friend, and so it's been really fun to kind of meet the Mankato crowd through her, and we've done our Fleetwood Mac show, down there, and other things too. But yeah, so I know Mankato pretty well. And being in Winona, we were in the Big Nine conference together when I was growing up. So
sure,
we'd play you guys in sports and stuff all the time. So I'm definitely familiar with Mankato.
And I saw you've got an album release party coming up at the Chanhassen Dinner Theaters here. That's July 25th. So that'll be great for the listeners out there to come check out the new album and to meet you.
You know what? That would be awesome. And by the way, it's a fan appreciation / vinyl release. It's my first time doing vinyl. And it's it's a free event, but we only have so many spots left. And there'll be food and, some drinks. And we're going to do a Q&A, a little concert, and then a meet and greet with photos and stuff like that. So it's free to any listener if you go to PamelaMcNeill.com, but you have to register to do it. So if that makes sense, go ahead and try to get some of those last seats that are there. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be a great night. Plus, there's free food and it's free. Who doesn't love that?
Well, and I saw you've got a lot of other shows coming up at Chanhassen the rest of this year as well. I mean, the listeners definitely have a lot of chances to catch you this year.
Yeah, I'm going to be crazy busy between the Pink Floyd show, which is called Floydian Slip, the Vietnam show, What's Going On, songs from the Vietnam War era, Wild Angels, the show I produce. I think Rumors and Dreams, I'm there 4 nights in August. That's the Fleetwood Mac tribute. And then Rock and Roll Christmas, of course, in December, which I'm part of. And then I have a solo show there. I think it's November 30th. It's a Sunday with all my original music. And so, check that out too. So yeah, I'm going to be busy.
Well, that's a lot of stuff on your plate already. And of course, Wave After Wave is just out. Is there anything else possibly you could fit into your schedule that we should touch on?
I don't know. I think I might try to take a vacation somewhere.
Well, again, Pamela, I really appreciate the time, and the new EP sounds great, and I'm glad everything's going so well for you, and I'm glad we had some time today to chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a blast, and take care, be well, enjoy your summer, and come out and see one of my shows sometime.
And again, that was Pamela McNeill. Her new EP, Wave After Wave, is available now. And she'll have a album release party coming up at the Chanhassen Dinner Theaters on July 25th.